Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be diving into another machine on the Vulnhub, which is Shuriken node. This machine is a bit challenging, which will involve Node.js Deserialization attack. However, before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's start. How can we through this fantastic machine on the Vulnhub? I've already imported the machine into the VirtualBox. So then we can head over to Kali Linux. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. Alright, as you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 216. So what shall we do next? We need to perform port and safe scanning with the Nmap. To save time of this video, I've already done that before, so now we can get out its result. As you can see over here, I took the options like scene scan, the default script scan, the version scan, and then full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Although the IP address of the target machine has been changed, as I re-imported the target machine into the VirtualBox. From the Nmap scanning results, we can tell that the target has two open ports. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service, and also the version information, including its exact version number. I don't think we can find any workable vulnerability for this particular version. Let's move on. The last one is 8080, which is running HTTP service. However, we can get its version Node.js Express framework. Okay, so what shall we do next? We need to start our enumeration with this web application. Let's fire up the browser to conduct manual enumeration first. We can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. 8080, press enter. So now we got back the site back. There's some posts like Shuriken company confirms, and this should be the possible usernames, another username. All right. And here there is hyperlink. We can open link in new tab. At this point, we do not have any credentials to log in. But also we can check its source code. The source code is a bit weird. But anyway, we cannot get anything back from the source code. Next, and another very important thing is here, welcome guest. Up to this point, we didn't try any login yet, right? But we have been given this username, guest. A bit interesting. Now let's bring up the terminal window to perform automatic enumeration. For example, we can use Nicto to perform comprehensive enumeration. No banner retrieved. Request header allowed. HTTP methods. Just 2 methods are allowed. Very interesting. Login. This might be interesting. Of course, just now we have already got this directory. Nothing new here, and we can launch the GoBuster to perform directory enumeration. We can change the IP address to our current target machine. Let's press enter. IMG, also capitalized IMG, but from the size of response, I think they are same. But anyway, GoBuster cannot find anything else. To save time of this video, I'd like to cancel this GoBuster. Okay. So what can we do next? Nothing very exciting up to this point. However, if we go back to the browser, just now I mentioned one thing. Although we didn't do anything, any login yet, but we were given this username. So I think now we need to make a deeper analysis about the request and response. For example, we can open developers tool and inspect. Actually, if we navigate to storage section, we have already got some sort of cookie we can copy. Maybe we can, we can open new notebook. So, I think this string or this cookie is encoded by URL, right? We can copy and go to subchef to decode, and we can decode, and the output looks like it's encoded by base 64. We can select base 64. Great. As you can see now, we got some sort of object, right? The username, or like a dictionary in Python. But this is some sort of object, and the username is guessed through encoding. So I think we can guess maybe this application involves serialization and deserialization. And so next week, I'm going to try to exploit or test if the application is vulnerable to this kind of vulnerability. Okay, so how to do? You can use Google and you can get this link. I think if you try to exploit Node.js Deserialization attack, this is a very, very good resource. I will not go through this page. Maybe I will put the link in the description section below. Basically, we can pass some malicious data or code, and this code would be, or this data would be passed to the unserialized function. Okay, and then the code or arbitrary code like reverse shell command would be executed. Okay, and even the author has already given us this Python script to to generate such payload, okay, or reverse shell payload, and you can click and you can download this Python code to our Kali Linux. I've already done that before, I think. And if you cut out this file, this is written in Python 2. So we can use Python 2 Node, and we need to specify local host and the local port number. Okay, And so now we can press enter. It's done. Next, I think we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux, waiting for collection from the target. Okay. Now, what can we do next? We can copy, this, where? Yeah, this code, this payload. We need to add the parentheses after the function body. Otherwise, this function will not be executed, will not be called. So I think we can simply copy this payload, because here has already included parentheses. Okay, we can copy, and we can we can put over here. We need to replace this actual payload by our created payload. Okay, here we can copy the actual payload to this one, and we can copy and replace the actual payload. Okay, it's done. Now we need to reverse. We need to do some kind of a reverse operation. We need to encode with base 64. We can copy, and also we can go to subchef, and we can, we can select base 64 to base 64, and then also I think URL encode, and then we can get the output or serialized data. Now we go back to the browser and delete existing cookie and replace or fill in our created data, and press enter, and then we can refresh the browser. As you can see, we have already got collection from the target machine. Fantastic. Although it's not very good, we can spawn an interactive shell by Python. Python 2 is there, and we import pty module. Okay, it's done. And also I think we can define environment variable term. So then we can clear screen whenever, okay, to get a bigger space on the window. So now we can go to home directory. There are 2 users. Next, we can run sudo to see whether the current user web can run sudo. Of course, we do not have its password, so we just try 3 attempts. So now we need to continue our enumeration. So how about this home directory? Oh, cd serve admin, but permission denied, which is fine. Next, we can go to opt directory. Nothing here. var directory. How about backups directory? We find this one. And also, everyone else has access or read permission to this file. We can unzip and this file. Press enter, but permission denied. So I think although we have access to this file, but when we try to create unzipped file, this file, we have permission denied because current directory backups, the current user doesn't have permission to write file or create file in or under this directory. It's very easy to fix. We can copy this file to temp directory where we have full permissions. Then we can navigate to temp directory, and then we can use unzip command. It's done, and then we can get out its private key. We can copy this private key and create it locally on the Kali Linux. Okay, paste in here, no problem. Write and quit, and we need to change mode for this file, and we can SSH to the target with this private key. But you know, this private key is protected by passphrase. No problem. We can use SSH to jump to convert this private key to hashes. Then we can use John the Ripper to crack it. Okay, John the Ripper. And I use LockQ word list. Since I've already done this kind of attack before, and you know, John the Ripper has cache, so we can use show option to display cached password. Okay, so now we can SSH to the target one more time, and because we have already got its passphrase, okay, now we can get user flag without a problem. Next, we can run sudo. Oh, we can run systemctl and can start this service. So I think we need to, you know, manipulate this service. You know, systemctl is a very important command to manage such as start, stop, enable, disable services. And here, this is the custom service. We can locate this file. We can copy. And we can check whether current user has permission to read, even write, or modify this file. Yeah, current user indeed has permission to modify because of its W permission. Then we can use nano or use the V to open up this one. So here, so the unit, the description, every 30 minutes. And here some timer. Of course, I think we can change the 30 minutes to 1 minute. Okay. And we can, and this auto timer will execute this service. So next, I think we need to have a look at this service as well. Okay, we can copy and we can write and quit. And then we can use, we can use locate command again. But this time, I'd like to locate this actual service. And also we can check whether we have a permission to modify to this file. Okay, we have. Okay, now we can use the nano and we can copy this absolute path. You know, here this service is running this command df, you know, some kind of to display some disk usage. Okay, now yeah, I think it is. We can change it to reverse here command. Maybe we can open new tab, main. So report file system space. I think I'm right. So now we can get reverse here command from the Pentest monkey website. We can copy and put over here. and the IP address of the Kali Linux, and port number. For example, we can use different port number 66, and also I think we can copy paste it over here. Oh, sorry. I think we need to use single quotes to wrap this command, and then we can write out and exit. Okay, next we need to stop. I think of course we need to set up the listener first, another listener waiting for collection from the target. Okay, first of all, we need to store the current service, and also we can reload this daemon process, and then we can start this service. And then, because this service, we have already changed the command to run, and I think we can get another shell which belongs to root user. Fantastic. Now we can get the root flag without any problem. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a good day, please.